Okay, let's talk about the Honeywell RDI as it's how it works with this TVT Smart Lift system. I'm going to talk about the features and benefits and how it's connected. And then I'm going to talk about how it operates at each floor. The Honeywell RDI gate interlocks must be used with the contacts on top. Okay, so your power or your Cat 45 or your Cat 5 or 6 Ethernet cable goes into the top. I'd like to see is a cable gland to take the strain off and to get the water, as much water out of the system. Even though Honeywell, like TVT, is using conformal coated boards, putting salt water into this system is not, great for it. So that's where you have your screw terminals or RJ45 at the top. Next you have on the left is your interlock switch. So the smart lift system is monitoring this interlock switch, but as well as the locking element below. So it's doing both things. The next you have is the manual override that I've mentioned earlier. So your manual emergency override, with the cover on, it'll look a little different. You'd have to slip a key in to lift that, or something metal to do it. So it's not like a child can do it. Metal gate key. So when this thing is shut, that won't come out. You can pull on it all you like. As soon as 24 volts is powered, that gate key will come out. It'll trip the snap action cam, and it'll signal the switch there, and that goes back to the control system. The TVT Smart Lift is seeing it as being open. So you have the double switch control. Above that is a it's a 24 volt 3 amp solenoid, and it's all being mounted in a die-cast aluminum housing that's powder painted. These are available in left and right hand swing. They'll put a plug on one side to protect the hole. Okay, now looking at with the cover on, you can see the manual override switch. See this button there, the interlock switch in the gate, that's going to be the pin on the side is typically hidden, and just that little slot is shown. So you could maybe, like I say, a key or a screwdriver or something could be stuck in there to lift the gate open, should you be stuck on a floor and need to get the gate open manually. So it's not super easy, but it's possible. It's a great safety feature. So when we're idle at a floor, depending on what's set up at the call station, the interlock is closed to 3.3 volts. Open that circuit and the lift won't run. If we're at that given floor, its relay is on and power is flowing through Ethernet number 2 wire, either 6, 7, or 8 depending on the floor, and the solenoid, if you pull on it, the snap action cam switch will basically feed power to the solenoid for just a moment, and that will allow the gate to open, just like a nice switch, like on a high-end car or something. It's very momentary and simple. So you can open and close the gates back and forth, but when you open the gate, the smart lift system sees that, and it prevents the lift from operating. So when you close the gate, it sees that, and the lift can operate. So for a system with interlocks on floors, let's say 1, 2, and 3, the smart lift system is constantly monitoring if those interlocks are closed, and it's only going to feed power to the solenoid when it's stopped at that floor, and just for a moment when the floor is pushed, when the gate key is pulling on the snap action cam switch. So it's completely integrated into the Honeywell system. I think they've designed a decent product, and the smart lift system just plugs in. It's as easy as plugging anything else in to add an interlock to a floor. There's no special wiring or anything required. You just plug it into the call station, select the floor that you're at, and you're done. So we have detailed of which if you look at the Ethernet map, it'll tell you which line is carrying what signal, and all the way back to which pin at the control station that it's running. So the next thing I've got is the optional TVT modular brake that we've designed. This is designed specifically for the smart lift system. It's got an anodized aluminum cover and a body. We've potted the stator wait to talk about that. Machined anodized aluminum flange is compact. It's only 3 inches tall, so it doesn't add a lot of length, and it plugs right into the Smart Lift System's control box. So we'll just have a board that we've made that'll interface with our software. It runs on 104 volts DC, which happens to be 120 volts rectified with a full bridge rectifier, or 230 volts through a half bridge rectifier, so it'll run on 230 or 120 volts. It's rated at 10 newton meters, so it's about twice that of the gearbox or the motor, so it's pretty good, and it's self-adjusting for thousands of maintenance-free cycles, so you should install it and pretty much set it and forget it.